What's good, y'all? It's Akira here, back with another video. And guys, so I get this question a lot. I make tons of videos on how you can make different types of things with your Cricut, but the biggest question that I get is what vinyl to use for which projects. So today I'll be breaking down the main types of vinyl. Well, there's two main types of vinyl, their uses, what they're good for, all that good stuff, so that you can have that knowledge and be able to move forward in your crafting journey, your small business journey, whatever you are here for. So without further ado, let's just get in and learn a little bit more about vinyl. Like I said, we're here to talk about vinyl. So there's two big types of vinyl. One, and you guys know I got my notes here so I don't forget anything that I wrote down to talk to you guys about today. But we have adhesive and heat transfer vinyl. So adhesive and heat transfer, those are the big two of the vinyl world, right? And the biggest difference in those two different types of vinyl is the application. Heat transfer is where you have to apply heat to the vinyl to be able to stick to the vessel, whether it's a t-shirt, a pillowcase, things along that sort. Adhesive vinyl already comes with the sticky backing, and that you use transfer tape to transfer it from the backing onto the item that you are creating. So let me get a little bit more in depth into what these two types are, the names of them, you know, their uses and all that good stuff, so you guys can understand exactly what vinyl you can use for your project, so you're not wasting money, time, and that your products or just your projects for your home are going to be long lasting and durable. So like I said, the biggest way to know the difference between your vinyls is one is sticky and one isn't. And let me show you the difference between heat transfer and adhesive vinyl so you guys can get a visual. So here is some regular removable vinyl, or this is permanent vinyl, and then this is heat transfer, and I want to show you the difference. So this permanent vinyl, as you can tell, first of all, it tells you there's permanent vinyl on the inside, and it's not the same color as the vinyl on the outside. So this is silver vinyl with the black back, with the regular backing, right? Now this is heat transfer vinyl. This is red heat transfer vinyl. As you can see, the back part of it, let me take this off. The back part of the vinyl, which you actually apply the heat to, is going to be different than the actual color of the vinyl. As you can see, this is a bright red heat transfer vinyl, and the backing is just going to be a different color than the actual vinyl, because that is a heat resistant backing that you heat up so that you can apply it on to your item. So that's the biggest difference between the heat transfer and the regular vinyl. So now when it comes down to vinyl, there's like a big vinyl. There's a big player in vinyl, and that's Oracle. So Oracle is a producer of vinyl. They finally sell it in craft stores. They have it at like places like Michael's, all the small craft vinyl places carry Oracle because they're kind of like the biggest name. Oracle vinyl is more expensive, but it does have a better quality, so that's something that you can keep a lookout for. But ultimately, I'm going to tell you the two different types of adhesive vinyl so that you can kind of know the difference. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is permanent vinyl. Why I mentioned Oracle, because Oracle is a really big company, and you will see Oracle vinyl on pretty much any place that you go to purchase vinyl from. You're going to see Oracle, unless that place makes their own vinyl. For like instance, Cricut has their own vinyl, so they don't sell Oracle. Oracle 651 is the same thing as permanent vinyl. So if you see permanent vinyl or you see Oracle 651, those are one and the same. So permanent vinyl is a more finite or more final application of vinyl. So this is, you use permanent vinyl on things like decals, for glass decals, or for a car, not for inside on your walls, because that will tear your walls up. So you can use it for wood signs. You can use it for if you create custom dishes, if you do mugs with vinyl, if you do cups with vinyl, if you do any like glass or hard surfaces where that particular surface that you're working with, like I said, glass, a cup, or whatever, is going to be in contact with the elements, with water, those type of things, you want to use permanent vinyl for. If you make outdoor signs and you know your sign is going to be outdoors, permanent vinyl is the way that you want to go. Permanent vinyl is, like I said, it is for those more it's permanent, you know, that's why it's called that. So I'll show you a few of the ones that I have just so you guys can get an idea what the packaging looks like, so you know exactly what to look for when wanting to purchase this type of vinyl. And like I said, these are for more permanent projects that you don't want to come undone. So if you're making cups for a customer, you want to use permanent vinyl so they can wash it and that the cup will remain looking the way that you designed it. So yeah, let's get into a little bit of permanent vinyl. So these are two regular vinyls. As you can see, they both say permanent on them and glossy. So it gives you the type of vinyl that it is, as well as the finish. And this is also permanent glossy vinyl. Another thing with permanent vinyl is that, at least with Cricut, it'll tell you on the inside that it's permanent vinyl, so you don't mess it up with removable. So now this takes me over to the next type of vinyl, which is removable vinyl. So like I said, Oracle is like a big name in vinyl. So their removable vinyl is called Oracle 631, and then most other places just call it removable vinyl. So removable vinyl has a less concentrated adhesive on the back of it, so it makes it easy to apply and remove for many different instances. So removable vinyl, I suggest, like, if you're a beginner, you want to start making projects, removable vinyl is a great way to go because you can take it off and you can continue to keep practicing on one material, so you're not using so much stuff and burning money. Like for instance, when I started and I was making cups, it was really hard for me to get the placement of the vinyl on the cup using transfer tape. So I used removable vinyl so that I could take it off, retry, take it off, retry, until I got my skills up to the point where I wanted them to be, so then I could start selling the items that I was creating. So that's one really good thing that removable vinyl is for. Now this is also if you want to make like wall stencils, wall decals, if you want to make regular stencils, if you want to use it on like a doormat, you know, you need stencils to that if you want to paint. Removable vinyl is good for those type of things. If you want to put a decal on a mirror, if you want to make a chore chart, something that's going to change frequently but you still want to use vinyl, that's what you use removable for. Like I said, it has the same adhesive backing on the end. The only way you'd be able to tell permanent from removable is when they label it that way when you purchase it. So that's something to definitely keep in mind, and you don't want to make sure you know which one you're using, because you don't want to put permanent vinyl, make wall decals, because they will tear your walls up. Trust me, been there, done that. You don't want to do it. So those are the two big types of removable vinyl. We're gonna move over to heat transfer vinyl, what that is, what its uses, and who's the best, you know, place to get that from. Heat transfer vinyl, you do not need transfer tape because it already comes on the backing that is required to heat transfer the item from a piece of vinyl onto whatever vessel you're using, like I said, a pillow, you know, whatever the case is. You do need a heat element to use heat transfer vinyl. You can start out with like a household iron if you have it. That's how a lot of people, if they only do projects here and there, that's how a lot of people do it if they already have an iron. If you are going to be selling, doing a business, anything more than just hobbyist with heat transfer vinyl, I definitely recommend you getting a heat press. And I'll show you, I have two Cricut heat presses. I don't have a huge big pull down heat press because it just not something that I need for my needs. But if you want to do a t-shirt brand, you want to do sweatpants, sweatsuit, that type of thing, then yeah, you will need to get a heat press. So those are the two biggest difference between you know, permanent, non-permanent, and heat transfer vinyl, so you guys can kind of have a really good idea of what each involves and what it looks like and how you can use them in your crafting, in your small business or whatever. So we talked about those two, right? But we do need to talk about transfer tape as well, and I wanted to talk about the two different types of vinyl first and then talk about transfer tape so that you can kind of get the full realm of how everything works. Now this is the regular transfer tape. As you can see, they're different colors so that you know which tape that you're using. And like I said, I have a lot of Cricut brand stuff because I get it for free. But this is the regular transfer tape, and it has grid lines on it just so you can kind of see what you're doing and know what size that you need to cut out of the transfer tape. But these are the girls. Okay, so transfer tape is only used for removable or for permanent vinyl. You use the transfer tape to take the permanent or removable vinyl from its backing and then place it on to the vessel that you're going to be placing it on, whether it's a cup, whether it's you guys know how many things you can make with your Cricut, so definitely that is what it's used for. And I'll show you a little quick clip on how you actually use transfer tape. So now that you guys see how you can use the transfer tape, now it's just a matter of like, where do you get this stuff from? So you've seen a lot of Cricut based products in this video, and that's because that's what I have on hand a lot of, because I'm a Cricut partner, I get it for free, so that's kind of what I have on hand. Cricut does have their own brand of transfer tape, which I personally like, but it is a little bit expensive. You can get like a yard of transfer tape from Amazon for like 16 bucks, and I promise you it will last forever. Even if you're doing this as a business, it will last. Transfer tape can be used more than once depending on what you're transferring and, you know, how well your space is cleaned, how well you apply it to your item. There's a few different factors on if you can use a piece of transfer tape more than once. I use it once or twice maximum, because after that point it becomes more work to just try to stick the transfer tape down to the vinyl than it is worth. So yeah, a lot of people also get their vinyl from Dollar Tree. They have this, it's like draw lining, but it's clear. A lot of people use that for transfer tape. I personally do not like it. It takes too much effort, too much work to transfer an item. Yes, it's $1, but ultimately you get a very small roll, and if you do pricing oh, I take it back, it's $1.25 now, so you already know I don't think it's worth it. If you do the math on how much you get versus if you bought like a $16 1-yard roll, it would actually come out to be cheaper, a few cents on the dollar versus $1.25 for the roll from the Dollar Tree. So definitely don't recommend that. I'll link down below the Amazon vinyl that I personally like, and then also Cricut vinyl, which is really good too. It's just a little bit more expensive, but again, for each his own, whatever you prefer to use. So now the best part, I guess, is the best places that you can get your vinyl from. In my opinion, price, quality of vinyl, all that good stuff is included in this list that I made. So I'm gonna give you my top 3 places that you can get your vinyl from for your Cricut projects or your business. Okay, so my top place to get vinyl is crafthtv.com. The selection, they have Oracle. The pricing and the shipping is the reason why they are my favorite. They have a great selection. They have Oracle vinyl, which, like I said, is a more popular vinyl. Their prices are really good, their shipping is really good, and their brand vinyl is really good as well. So that's my top choice. When I purchase vinyl, if I don't need something right away and I can wait for it, you know, and again, wait for it means like 2 or 3 days, it doesn't mean a week or two, that is my go-to place. So crafthtv.com, not sponsored, really love their products, and hey, if y'all watching, what's up? So the next place is also another small vinyl brand, and that's 143 Vinyl. 143 Vinyl, kind of the same reasons why I really love them. They have great customer service, they have great pricing, they carry Oracle, and ultimately you get your vinyl within 1 to 3 days, which is really important if you have a business or you're a crafter and you need to get back in the game and continue to create stuff. So they're a reason why they're one of my favorites, and ultimately they just do have good business practices, and I just think they're a great place to get vinyl from. So my last of the top 3 can be a little controversial, and I don't think my opinion is jaded, because there was a lot of time where I wasn't a Cricut partner and they weren't sending me free stuff, so I used this stuff because it was what was available in my like local craft stores and Walmart and all that good stuff. But it is Cricut vinyl. I like Cricut vinyl. A lot of people don't. It's in the craft world, it's like a little, you know, do you like it, do you don't? I personally like it. I think it's great. I use it a lot. I think that's why I have a lot of experience with it. The one thing that I will say is that's not as great as the other two is the pricing. I think Cricut vinyl is a little bit more expensive for the amount that you get. But one reason why I love them so much, or the Explore Air 3, you can get smart vinyl. Smart vinyl is dope because you don't have to use any type of mat to cut out your vinyl with your machine. So that's why I like it. You can just simply place it into your machine, cut, take it out, and move on with your life. There's no mats, there's no flattening, there's none of that stuff. I think that's one thing that Cricut really paid attention to, was saying that, hey, you know, taking this vinyl, cutting it out, you know, placing it on the mat, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort. And I think it was great that they made the Air 3 and the Explore Air 3 and the Maker 3 both have the components of the smart vinyl, and not making you upgrade to the Maker to have that feature is really great. So I think it's something that I personally don't even like to use my old machines anymore, because I love the smart vinyl so much and it's so much easier. So last thing I'm gonna talk to you guys about are mats. So just to get an idea of what mat is best for what product, so that you can not mess up your stuff. Mats. Ultimately, me personally, I just use my green regular strength mat for permanent, for heat transfer, for all that good stuff. I don't think you need anything less than that. I don't think you need anything stronger than that mat wise. You know, the regular is just a little green mat. That's the standard mat. That's the one that you should use when you are wanting to do anything with vinyl, because it's not going to rip your vinyl. You'll be able to easily remove it from the mat if you're not using any smart materials. So yes, that was kind of the wrap up for the mat, because I wasn't going to go too in depth with it, because very simple, one and done answer. All right guys, so I hope this was helpful. This is more for like beginners or people who just want to freshen up their information on vinyl. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you like any more informationals down below, any more informational videos down below. And like I said guys, you can request anything that you want. I'll try to do it for you, as long as I'm knowledgeable about it and I can, you know, share that with the world. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.